In last lecture, we have studied the points how images are formed by concave lenses and convex lenses. Today we will see our next point, that is the magnification. Magnification is denoted by capital M. The magnification due to a lens is the ratio of the height of the image to the height of the object. Height of image is shown by h2 and height of object is shown by the h1. The ratio of height of image to height of object is known as the magnification of a lens. It is shown by the formula magnification is equal to height of the image divided by height of the object, that is m is equal to h2 upon h1. The magnification due to lens is also related to the distance of the object denoted by u, small u, and that of the image denoted by small v from the lens. That means magnification is also shown by the formula magnification is equal to distance of the image divided by distance of the object, that is m is equal to v upon u. Thus magnification can be calculated by this formula. Then see our next point, that is the power of a lens. The capacity of a lens to converge or diverge incident rays is called as its power, and it is denoted by capital P. We know that what is convergence and what is divergence. The capacity of lens to converge or divert the incident rays is called as its power. The power of a lens depends on its focal length. Power is the inverse of its focal length, that is f, and f is expressed in meters. The unit of power of a lens is a diopter, which is denoted by the capital D. Therefore, power can be calculated by the formula P is equal to 1 upon f, where f is measured in meter, that is 1 diopter is equal to 1 upon 1 meter. Next point is combination of lenses. If two lenses with focal lengths f1 and f2 are kept in contact with each other, the combination has an effective focal length given by 1 upon f is equal to 1 upon f1 plus 1 upon f2. Here f is the focal length of combined lens, where f1 is the focal length of first lens and f2 is the focal length of second lens. By this formula you can calculate the focal length of the combined lenses. If the powers of the two lenses are P1 and P2, then the effective power of their combinations is P is equal to P1 plus P2. Thus, when two lenses are kept touching each other, the power of the combined lens is equal to the sum of their individual powers. On next page, we see two problems are solved there. It depends on the magnification. There is only one problem on magnification, one problem on power. You can use the formula and calculate the magnification or the power. Then we study our next point, that is the human eye and working of its lens. For this you should see the diagram on page number 87, diagram number 7.11, construction of human eye. There is a very thin transparent cover on the human eye, cover or membrane. This is called as the cornea. You can see in the diagram what is cornea. It is the outermost covering of the human eye. It is thin and transparent. Light enters the eye through the cornea. Maximum amount of light, incident light, is refracted inside the eye at the outer surface of the cornea. There is a dark fleshy screen behind the cornea. This is called as the iris. You can see it in the diagram. Behind the cornea there is a iris. The color of the iris is different for different people, and there is a small hole of changing diameter at the center of the iris, which is called as the pupil. At the center of the iris there is a pupil. It is a small hole and it can change its diameter. The pupil controls the amount of light entering the eye. If the light falling on the eye is too bright, pupil contracts, while if the light is dim, it widens. That means according to the amount of light entering the eye, pupil can adjust its diameter and controls the light coming inside the eye. On the surface of the iris there is a bulge of transparent layers. There is a double convex transparent crystalline lens just behind the pupil. Behind the pupil there is a convex lens. The lens provides small adjustment of the focal length to the focus of the image. This lens creates real and inverted image of an object on the screen inside the eye. This screen is made up of light sensitive cells and is called the retina. You can see retina in the diagram. It is at the back side of the eye. it is made up of light sensitive cells. These cells get excited when light falls on them and generate electric signals. Light coming from the cornea, then through the pupil, it comes to the retina. There are light sensitive cells, and due to light sensation they get excited and they generate the electrical signals. These signals are conveyed to the brain through optic nerve. Later the brain analyzes these signals and converts them in such a way that we perceive the objects as they actually are. That means after passing the light through the cornea, it passes through the pupil and it falls on the retina, where the light sensitive cells catches the electrical signals and it passes to the brain through the optic nerve, and brain converts these signals into information, or we can see the objects as they actually are. While seeing object at large or infinite distance, the lens of the eye becomes flat and its focal length increases as shown in the part of figure 7.12. You can see figure 7.12, figure A. In this, when the object is at a far distance, we can see that the lens becomes flatter, so the focal length increases and you can see the object clearly. While seeing nearby objects, the lens becomes more rounded and its focal length decreases as shown in the part B of the figure, and this way we can see the objects clearly irrespective of their distance. That means according to distance, the lens in the eye changes its focal length, therefore we can see these objects clearly. The capacity of a lens to change its focal length as per need is called as the power of accommodation. And although the elastic lens can change its focal length to increase or decrease it, it cannot do so beyond a limit. That means there are some limitations for this power of accommodation. Then the next point, the minimum distance of an object from a normal eye at which it is clearly visible without stress on the eye, it is called as the minimum distance of distinct vision. That means at smaller distance at which we can see the object clearly, that distance is known as the minimum distance of distinct vision. And the position of the object at this distance is called as the near point of the eye. For a normal eye, the near point is 25 centimeter. The farthest distance of the object from a human eye at which it is clearly visible without stress on the eye is called as the farthest distance of distinct vision. The position of the object at this distance is called as the far point of the eye, and for normal eye it is at infinity. The eyeball is approximately spherical and has a diameter of about 2.4 centimeter, and the working of lens of human eye is extremely important. The lens can change its focal length to adjust and see objects at different distances. In a relaxed state, the focal length of the healthy eye is 2 centimeter. The other focus of the eye is on the retina. Thus, today we will study about the structure and working of the human eye and how magnification is done in the lens. So you have to read all these points I have taught today, and you have to draw the diagram of eye in your notebook and write the working of the eye. Here we will stop today. Thank you.